Imagine a small farm, isolated and quiet. The year is 1922. The place Hinterkaifeck, Germany. This isn't a story of peace, but one of chilling murder. 6 people, an entire family living on the farm, found dead. Their deaths, brutal, unexplained, still haunt us today. This is the story of the Hinterkaifeck murders. A tale of a killer who vanished like a ghost, leaving behind a trail of questions and fear. It's a story that reminds us some mysteries remain, forever unsolved. Andreas Gruber, the head of the family, was known as a stern and unyielding man, a figure of authority in the household. He lived at Hinterkaifeck with his wife, Cecilia, a woman of quiet strength who managed the household with care. Their daughter, Victoria, a widow, and her 2 children, young Cecilia and little Joseph, also shared the home, creating a bustling family environment. Adding to the family dynamic was the maid, Maria Baumgartner, who had just joined the household. She had arrived just days before the tragedy that awaited them, unaware of the dark fate that loomed. Life at Hinterkaifeck was simple and routine, filled with the daily chores of farm life. But 6 months before the murders, something strange and unsettling occurred. Andreas, in conversation with neighbors, mentioned disturbing signs that had begun to trouble him. Footprints in the snow leading to the farm, but mysteriously not away, as if someone had entered but never left. Strange sounds in the attic, like someone moving around, added to the growing sense of unease. A set of house keys, essential for the family's security, vanished into thin air, never to be found. Were these early warnings of the horror to come? The family could only wonder as the days grew darker. Maria Baumgartner, the new maid, arrived at the Hinterkaifeck farm with an uneasy feeling. It was like stepping into a house holding its breath. Little did she know she was walking into a nightmare. The previous maid had left abruptly, claiming the farmhouse was haunted. Unexplained noises, shadows moving in the corners of her vision. She couldn't bear it any longer. Now, Maria was about to face the same unsettling presence, but with a far more sinister outcome. Section 4, a locked house, a horrific scene. Days turned into nights, and the once lively farmstead fell eerily silent. Then silence fell over Hinterkaifeck, a silence that was both unsettling and foreboding. No one saw the family for days. Concern turned into alarm as the villagers whispered among themselves. Finally, neighbors ventured to the farm on April 4th, 1922, their hearts heavy with dread. They made a chilling discovery that would haunt them forever. The entire Gruber family, including young Joseph and Cecilia, lay dead in the barn, their lives brutally cut short. Each had been killed by blows to the head, likely from a pickaxe, a tool meant for farming, now a weapon of horror. The house was locked from the inside, adding to the mystery and fear. It was a scene straight out of a nightmare, a gruesome tableau that defied explanation. Who could have committed such a horrific act, and why? The questions lingered unanswered, casting a long shadow over Hinterkaifeck. Section 5. Signs of the Unseen. The mystery deepened as investigators examined the scene. The killer hadn't simply murdered the family and fled. There was evidence of someone staying at the farm after the murders. Animals had been fed. Someone had slept in one of the beds. Food had been eaten from the kitchen. The killer, it seemed, had lingered at Hinterkaifeck, hidden from sight. Who was this phantom who moved among the dead, seemingly undisturbed by the carnage they had created? Section 6. Whispers in the Wind. Theories abound about the identity of the Hinterkaifeck killer. Was it Andreas's illegitimate son seeking revenge? Or perhaps a neighbor with a long-held grudge? Some even whispered about Victoria's former fiancé, driven to madness by their broken engagement. Despite numerous suspects and investigations spanning decades, the case remains unsolved. The killer vanished into thin air, leaving behind a chilling testament to the darkness that can lurk deep in the human heart. Section 7. An enduring enigma. The Hinterkaifeck murders stand as a stark reminder of the mysteries that endure. This gruesome event, which took place in 1922, has baffled investigators and historians for decades. It's a story that chills us to the bone, not just for the brutality of the crime, but for the unknown. Who was the killer? Was it someone the family knew, or a stranger who wandered into their lives? What drove them to such a horrific act? Was it a crime of passion or a calculated move by a cold-blooded murderer? And why did they stay at the farm, seemingly unbothered by the presence of the dead? These questions remain unanswered. The killer's audacity to linger at the scene adds another layer of mystery. The Hinterkaifeck murders remain a chilling tale, a whisper in the dark, reminding us that some secrets will forever remain hidden. As time passes, the enigma only deepens, leaving us to wonder if we will ever uncover the truth.